Have you ever loved someone so deeply that you gave them every piece of your heart only to watch them slowly disappear from your life? Have you ever felt the ache of reaching out again and again, wondering why your warmth wasn't enough to keep them close? If you nodded your head right now, I need you to know something important. What you experienced was real. The pain you feel right now is not weakness. It is not something you imagined. It is the heaviest kind of heartbreak, the one that comes not from someone leaving, but from someone who stayed just long enough to make you believe they would never go. Let that sink in for a moment. Rejection hurts. But rejection from an avoidant person? That is a different kind of wound entirely. Most people can handle a clean break. Most people can look at a no and eventually accept it. But when someone pulls you in close, makes you feel like you finally found home, and then slowly retreats behind invisible walls, that destruction goes so much deeper. You start questioning everything. You replay every conversation in your head, searching for the moment you went wrong. You wonder if you were too much, too needy, too demanding. You blame yourself for something that was never in your control to begin with. Here is what you must understand right now. Avoidant people are experts at creating intimacy without ever truly committing to it. They know exactly how to make you feel special. They know how to whisper words that sound like forever. But when the relationship demands real vulnerability, when it asks them to truly show up, they vanish. Not because you failed, not because you lacked something, but because their own fear of deep connection is so powerful that it overrides everything else. They are not rejecting you. They are running from themselves. And that is the part that destroys people the most. Because when an avoidant pulls away, you do not just lose them. You lose the version of yourself that believed in the relationship. You lose the trust you placed in someone who seemed worthy of it. You begin to wonder if love itself was ever real, or if you simply imagined the connection that felt so undeniable. I have seen this pattern destroy countless beautiful souls. I have watched people shrink themselves smaller and smaller, trying to be less of a burden so that their partner would finally stay. I have watched people abandon their own needs entirely, hoping that their silence would somehow fix what was never broken in the first place. And every single time, the result is the same. The avoidant does not come back, and the person who gave everything is left with nothing but scars. But here is what I want you to hear right now, because this is the most important truth I will share with you in this entire video. You did not lose this person because you were unworthy. You lost them because you were brave enough to love fully while they were too afraid to meet you there. Your ability to connect deeply, to give yourself wholly, to believe in someone, that is not a weakness. That is your greatest strength. And the fact that you are hurting right now proves just how much you are capable of feeling. Most people walk through life numb, never allowing themselves to be vulnerable enough to feel this kind of pain. You did. And that is something to be proud of, even though it does not feel like it right now. This video exists for one reason. I want to show you exactly how to reclaim your power when someone with an avoidant heart decides you are not worth staying for. I want to give you 3 powerful tools that will not only help you move forward, but will fundamentally shift the way you see yourself and your worth. These are the same strategies that have transformed thousands of people from feeling broken and discarded to feeling powerful, confident, and completely whole again. But here is the deal. If you want to feel that transformation, if you truly want to walk away from this pain with something powerful instead of something broken, then you need to stay with me until the very end. Because what I'm about to share with you in the coming sections will change everything. You will finally understand why avoidants behave the way they do, why their rejection has nothing to do with your value, and exactly how to humble anyone who ever made you feel like you were not enough. And when you finish this video, you will not just feel better, you will be better, you will be unshakable. So take a deep breath, wipe away whatever tear you might be holding back right now, and know this, you are about to turn your deepest pain into your greatest power. Let us begin. Now that you understand the depth of your pain, let us go deeper. Let us uncover what is really happening inside the mind of an avoidant person. Because understanding this is not just knowledge. Understanding this is the first step to total freedom. Avoidant attachment does not appear out of nowhere. It is born from somewhere. Every single avoidant person walking this earth was once a child who learned a devastating lesson very early in life. That lesson was simple and cruel. When you show vulnerability, you get hurt. When you express your needs, they get ignored. When you reach out for comfort, the people who should have given it to you were simply not there. So what does a child do with that? The child adapts. The child builds walls. The child learns to never need anyone again. The child convinces themselves that self-reliance is safety, that emotional distance is strength, and that letting anyone too close is the fastest path to destruction. And that child grows up. The child becomes an adult who looks just like everyone else. They date, they fall in love, they say all the right things. But underneath the surface, nothing has changed. The fear is still there. The walls are still up. And the moment the relationship starts asking them to be truly open, truly accountable, truly present, their survival instinct kicks in. And they run. This is critical to understand. Avoidants do not reject you because they do not care about you. They reject you because they care about you so much that it terrifies them. And the only way they know how to survive that terror is by creating distance. They will pull away right when you think things are getting stronger. They will go silent right when you need them most. They will create drama right when everything feels peaceful. Because peace feels dangerous to them. Real connection feels like a threat. And the moment they sense themselves getting too attached, their only solution is to destroy the bond before it destroys them first. Here is what that looks like in real life. You have an amazing conversation with them. You feel so close. You feel like you finally reached a place of real understanding. And then out of nowhere, they go cold. They become distant. They stop responding. They act like nothing happened, like you imagined the closeness you just felt. And you are left there, confused, wondering what you did wrong. Nothing. You did nothing wrong. You simply reminded them of the one thing they have spent their entire lives running from: a real, genuine, vulnerable connection with another human being. Now let me tell you why their rejection says everything about them and absolutely nothing about you. When an avoidant person leaves, they are not telling you that you are unworthy. They are telling you that they are not ready. They are not capable. They have not done the inner work to meet you where you are standing. Their leaving is not a measurement of your value. It is a measurement of their own emotional readiness. And the truth is, they are still trapped in the same wound they experienced as a child. They are still running. They are still hiding. They are still choosing fear over love every single time. You could be the most beautiful, confident, powerful person in the world. You could give them everything. You could love them with a depth that most people will never experience. And they would still run, not because you are not enough, but because they do not yet know how to receive what you are offering. This is not your tragedy. This is their limitation. And you need to understand something else about avoidance. They are not bad people. They are wounded people. The way they treat you is a direct reflection of how they have been conditioned to protect themselves. When they ghost you, it is not because they do not feel anything. It is because they feel so much that they do not know how to process it. When they refuse to commit, it is not because they do not love you. It is because love has always meant pain in their experience and they cannot separate the two. So when they walk away, they are not trying to hurt you. They are trying to protect themselves. And that is a tragedy for both of you, because you loved someone who was not yet capable of being loved the way you needed to be loved. And they lost someone who would have stayed forever if only they had allowed themselves to receive it. But here is where you take your power back. You are not responsible for fixing them. You are not obligated to wait around until they are ready. You are not meant to shrink yourself down to a size that feels safe enough for them to approach. Your job is not to convince someone to love you. Your job is to find someone who already knows how. And that is exactly what the next section will show you. 3 powerful strategies that will not only help you move past this pain, but will fundamentally shift the dynamic in your favor. These are the exact tools that will make any avoidant person feel the weight of what they walked away from and will help you step into a version of yourself that no one can ever reject again. You have felt the pain. You have understood the psychology. Now it is time to do something about it. It is time to stop being the victim of someone else's fear and start becoming the architect of your own future. These are the 3 strategies that will change everything for you. The first way is this: stop chasing, shift the energy entirely. Here is the truth that most people do not want to hear. When someone pulls away from you, the worst thing you can do is chase them harder. Every text you send, every call you make, every desperate attempt to reconnect it does not pull them back. It pushes them further away, not because they do not care, but because your pursuit is feeding their ego and confirming their belief that they can leave and you will still be there waiting. Let me break this down psychologically. Avoidant people are driven by a deep need to feel powerful and independent. When you chase them, you are unknowingly feeding that need. You are showing them that they have control over you. And the moment they realize that power, they have no reason to come back. They already got what they wanted: your attention, your energy, your devotion, without having to give anything in return. So what do you do instead? You disappear, not out of spite, not out of anger, but out of self-respect. You stop reaching out. You stop waiting by your phone. You stop making yourself available to someone who treats your availability as disposable. When you go silent, something powerful happens inside their mind. For the first time, they feel the absence of someone who actually valued them. And that absence creates confusion. That absence creates discomfort. That absence makes them realize that they did not have as much power as they thought. Silence is the loudest message you can ever send. The second way is this: build a life so powerful that you become undeniable. This is not about revenge. This is not about making them jealous. This is about something much deeper. It is about transforming yourself from someone who needed their validation into someone who does not need anyone at all. Right now, you might be sitting there wondering why you were not enough. Let me tell you something. You were always enough. The problem is not that you lack value. The problem is that you have been showing your value to the wrong person. So instead of trying to prove yourself to someone who cannot see it, turn all of that energy back onto yourself. Build something. Create something. Grow yourself in ways that scare you. Find goals that consume you. Develop a life that is so rich, so fulfilling, so powerful that when your avoidant ex finally looks back at you, they cannot even recognize who you have become. And that transformation is not for them. It is for you. Because the person you become by investing in yourself is far more valuable than anything you could ever get by chasing someone else. When you build your own identity, your own confidence, your own purpose, you become magnetic. Not to them specifically, but to everyone around you. People sense when someone has worked on themselves. People are drawn to energy that is whole and complete. And when you walk into a room knowing exactly who you are, no avoidant person will ever make you feel small again. The third way is this: detach with grace and let them feel the loss. This is the hardest one, because detachment requires you to do the opposite of everything your heart is screaming right now. Your heart wants to hold on. Your heart wants to fight. Your heart wants to beg for one more chance. But you have to be stronger than your feelings in this moment. Detachment is not weakness. Detachment is the ultimate power move. It means that you have looked at the situation with clear eyes and made a decision to protect your peace. It means that you value yourself enough to walk away from someone who could not appreciate what you were offering. It means that you are choosing your future over your past. When you detach with grace, you do not attack them. You do not badmouth them. You do not beg or plead or cry. You simply say nothing. You simply walk away, and you let them live with the consequences of their choice. Because one day, not now, maybe not soon, but one day, they will realize what they lost. They will remember the warmth you gave them. They will think about how you made them feel seen and valued and loved. And they will feel the weight of an empty space where you used to be. That is not your burden to carry. That is their lesson to learn. These three strategies, stopping the chase, building your power, and detaching with grace, will not just help you heal. They will fundamentally change the way you approach every relationship from this day forward. You will never again allow yourself to be treated as optional. You will never again shrink yourself to fit someone else's comfort zone. You will never again mistake someone's fear for your own inadequacy.